Aslam. While bin Laden was attending the university, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. During the early stages of the Mujahideen Holy Warrior resistance, bin Laden traveled to Afghanistan and Pakistan to meet with scholars and leaders whom had been guests at his family's house. He began lobbying for the Mujahideen and raised large amounts of money for their cause. After graduation from the university, bin Laden left Saudi Arabia for Afghanistan to join the Mujahideen, whom he had given large amounts of money to. Not only did he bring with him fresh recruits, but he also brought construction machinery and large amounts of cash. During 1984, he built a guest house in Peshawar, Pakistan, which would be the first station for new recruits. For example, kind note, if I was to give large amounts of money to people, like say in Bradford, at the Red Lion, if I was giving them large amounts of money to join me, they would do, because they would receive large amounts of money, because before this they didn't have much money. So he wanted to win their favor. The MAC established by Abdul Azim would operate from that location and was active in funneling money into the resistance, building towns and hospitals, generating media and publications, and drawing support for the Mujahideen around the world, especially in Afghanistan, but also in places like Yemen. The MAK was known to have a recruiting office in Brooklyn, New York, at the Al-Khifa refugee center. Around 1986, Osama decided to chart a separate course from MAC. He built his own camps and trained his own fighters. Within 2 years he had 6 camps, one called Al-Masada, the Lion's Den. Under his command he ran several successful battles with help from ex-military advisors from Egypt and Syria, whom brought much needed experience. He participated in several battles, including the battles of Jalalabad. Around 1988, bin Laden realized that it was necessary to keep documentation of the people who traveled through his guest house in his camps and Afghanistan. He wanted to be able to track friends and fellow Mujahideen fighters, as well as to be able to give answers to families with missing loved ones and friends whom were out of touch. Well, if I was giving them, kind note, if I was giving them large amounts of money, I also would keep in touch with them. This network became known as Al-Qaeda, or the base. As I've explained, Al-Qaeda does not mean base. After the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan 1989, it's Qaeda Qanun. That's what it means, Qaeda Qanun. It goes with Qanun. Qaeda goes with Qanun. After the Soviet withdrawal from, maybe they're scared of the Qanun, so they called it Qaeda. I don't know. After the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan 1989, he went back to Saudi Arabia from about 1989 to 1991. Al-Qaeda was headquartered in Peshawar, Pakistan. Now, on Peshawar, the male population is more susceptible to listening to the next male person. Therefore he called it the Lion's Den. Who dare enter the Lion's Den? In Peshawar they're more manly. They're like, men prefer men over there. Anyway, the Afghan war, however, did not end with Soviet departure. The rebels' hostilities continued initially against the Moscow-backed government and then between opposing factions. The Taliban and the Ahmad Shah Massoud group, a car bomb killed Azam and his 2 sons in Peshawar, Pakistan, November 24, 1989, and Mac suffered a major blow.